我ら佐竹軍、不器用なりに前進しましょう。まっすぐ了解。全陣制圧せよ。かの門を開くのだ。
できうる限りの備えはしました。ならばこの戦、加減はいたします。
これが実直佐竹塾。ただし少々不器用です。なんたる、自分よりも不器用なり。
無駄なこと
それがしも落ち着き見習いたい。
今はただ開花に酔いしれましょう。
そいつにゃ田舎で待つ恋人や。ゼンタナンパな自分を今はまっすぐになりました。ああいう頑張り屋一人は必要だよね。こんな時はそう逃避行だ。案ずるな。我らが大将のつま先にも及ばぬ。やっぱ俺進む道間違ったな。ゼンタ不器用ですがまっすぐな心は一級品です。どうしよう、あなたもまっすぐな人間ですね。
すげえ爽やかな気分だぜ。新しいふんどしを履いた正月元旦の朝のようによ。
透き通った空気、息が止まりそうだ。たとえ曲がった先に佐竹の都が待とうと、拙者喜んで藪をかき分けましょう。
立つのです。失う明日を恐るるならあなた様を迎え撃ったあの日に。
何をしておるか。力を震えよ。
朝葉通りの鋭きよ。この心肌れゆきとなり果てるまで。
笑顔で挨拶したら見逃してくれるかな。先行が念意を背負って現れたわ。まっすぐに生きた。それで満足です。
六花純粋、素晴らしき手な。
乱戦こそが戦の花よ。
我ら佐竹軍不器用なりに前進しましょう。まっすぐ了解。センター前陣制圧せよ。カナモンを開くのだ。
できうる限りの備えはしましたならばこの戦加減はいたしません。
これが実直佐竹塾。ただし少々不器用です。なんたる自分よりも不器用なり。良き戦いであったが。何やってんだい畜生バラー。全体止まれ。
乱暴な自分を今はまっすぐになりました。
ひとときに比べ私も薄れた。
こんなことなら俺が身代わりに。
所詮俺らは舞い散る木の葉の一枚一枚。
ロカ純正素晴らしき手な
センター不器用ですがまっすぐな心は一級品です。よしよ、あなたもまっすぐな人間ですね。
この亀甲が川真中の島である。その心かじかまることに期待します。
拙者もあのような活躍をしたいのだから。
名乗ろうかな。
閉ざすこと霊老たる氷のごとく。
行くぞ。敵軍に報いる一死となるまで。
あいつには息切れってもんがねえのか。
怯え惑いし者よ、戦汚すなかれ。
患者を呼べ。奴の弱点を探るのだ。
俺としましては倒しすぎだと思います。
移ろわぬ涅槃する今は望みません。
まっすぐに生きた。それで満足です。
この心肌れ行きとなり果てるまで。我ら佐竹軍不器用なりに前進しましょう。
まっすぐ了解。前陣制圧せよ。かの門を開くのだ。
できうる限りの備えはしました。ならばこの戦加減はいたしません。
これが実直佐竹塾。ただし少々不器用です。なんたる自分よりも不器用なり。
こうして虎に迫りし日々も懐かしき。
俺の必殺技海底版聞きやすねえ。絶対
乱暴な自分も今はまっすぐになりました。
おかげさまで今宵もうまい酒が飲めまする。
華麗すぎます。まさか
華麗な花は一体どちらか。
ああいう頑張り屋一人は必要だよね。助戦前の誓いを思い出すのだ。皆の者、ここは一つ拙者に任せい。不器用ですがまっすぐな心は一級品です。おしよ、あなたもまっすぐな人間ですね。今のうちに姿を消そう。つい戦の手を止め見とれてしまいまする。この者初陣のそれがしによく似ている。
ハサハ通りの鋭きよ。
あんた生き地でもすすって強くなったか。こんな時はそう逃避行だ。
聞きなさい。お前たちの手には負えません。私と剣を交え、それが過ち。
無理だろ、あんなの防げねえよ。それがしの士気が甘かったか。
ナンセン、ルル続け。虎の目覚めし日まで。
貴殿、拙者の剣を受けられるほどの鍛錬を。いざ勝負。貴殿と拙者の一騎打ちなり。笑顔で挨拶したら見逃してくれるかな。
願わくば羽をください。飛んで逃げるために。
分かった、死んだふりすればいいんだ。わしらはまだ本気出してないようだ。まっすぐに生きた。それで満足です。
これしき下界は未だ静かと見えます。
我ら佐竹軍不器用なりに前進しましょう。まっすぐ了解。全陣制圧せよ。他の門を開くのだ。
できうる限りの備えはしましたよ。ならばこの戦加減はいたしません。
これが実直佐竹塾。ただし少々不器用です。なんたる自分よりも不器用なり。
主よ、最後までお使いしとうございました。
わしらはまだ本気出してないようだ。センター
ナンパな自分も今はまっすぐになりました。
兵をぶつけるだけ損ずるか。
俺一人生き残ったって仕方ないな。
共に国に帰るはずではなかったのか。
忠義ならば城本の誰にも劣らぬ。明日お手当ての日なのにやられてたまるか。センターあと何百倒せれば奴を倒せるというのか。不器用ですがまっすぐな心は一級品です。おしよ、あなたもまっすぐな人間ですね。
戦を捨てるなど所詮かなわぬこれまでです。冷たき棺にて眠れ。
大将にはやると言ったらやる凄み。手が
いやー、あいつ割と容赦ないな。
うわオスだ。お前が先だろ。お前が行け。俺はやだよ。俺の必殺技効きやしねえ。
毘沙門を揺り起こす覚悟はあります。
お方され南無八幡大菩薩。皆の者ここは誰かに任せる。誰か
ハサハ氷の鋭きよ。
秘伝と出会う。それが拙者の
謙信様、刀さばきのご教授を。はい、頑張る。
まっすぐに生きた。それで満足です。
ああいう頑張り屋一人は必要だよね。
何一つ聞こえはしない。
時はせい。
いや
豊臣のために。
三成君が来た。刑部さんも。
大丈夫ですよ金吾さん。私天海がついています。
あの顔を見ると無性に刻みたくなる。日常よ。
天海様、ちゃんとついてきてね。
私はここですよ。
あれ、天海様どこにいるの。
金吾さんとはぐれてしまいました。ああ、かわいそうな金吾さん。
見て。ああ、僕よりずっと頑丈な扉だ。僕だって中東の十国の主なのにさ。拳を振り上げないで。
なぜだ。貴様ごときになぜこうも体が震える。
こんな時はそう逃避行だ。
このような時に鍋を食すなどおやめくだされ。
あちらにも切れ者がおいでのよう。
僕に楽させてくれるんでしょね
はっ。
求む者には与える。それが私の人生です。生きる意味でした。それは否定できません。
三成様、せめてちゃんと食ってください。
雑魚など塵にするよ。死に絶えろ。
君がこの国を治めればいいのに。
ムクロがならこの世で最も嘘のない光景です。
こんな地区で一つどうでもいい。
所詮俺らは舞い散る木の葉の一枚一枚。
大丈夫。あなたの夢から覚めるだけです。
食らう時間があるなら豊臣に費やせ。
僕に期待する三成君が悪いんだよ。
なんだあれは。鍋か。
もうあげられるものはないんだ。許してよ。
血も涙もない所業です。軽蔑します。不満などありません。不足ならばあります。
貴様らの油などで切れ味が鈍るものか。血水が鼻につく。誰か布をよこせ。
いい？僕と本陣と僕を守ってね。
どうしたものか。
そのまま左翼を右翼を。どっちだろう。
主らの将に用事がある。ああ、案内は良い。
その場を引いたら主が危機にさらされますよ。
俺としましては倒しすぎだと思います。
あの方の念仏はどこか不思議な感じなんだ。
一体どうすれば。僕には難しすぎるよ。
愉快。貴様の定年が気に障る。
親分はにらべっこにかけては達人だった。
賊の首をこちらへ。 私が弔いましょう。
天海様が出てくれれば一番早いのに。
俺だったら泣いちゃう。
冷たい鍋なんか食べられないからね。
一つお尋ねします。飽きませんか？
君さ、邪魔するなんてひどいよ。鍋時間が唯一の楽しみなのに。そんなに頑張ったらお腹すくよ。
血にとらわれたかの魂を救ってあげてください。
よい。
なあ、追い詰められるのって怖いでしょ。俺一人生き残ったって仕方ないよな。呪われて死ぬよりマシかな。
その程度では殺した気にならないでしょう。
これがヒレ。
Hey, sorry, I'm just in silent film speedrun mode. How you guys doing? I wasn't really planning on streaming today over here, but circumstances happened. I went to the store and it's over 100 degrees out here, so I came back to my neighbor's house to cool off after the exercise, and I sat here grinding. I figured I might as well televise my grind. How are you guys doing? I'll show you guys a quick speed run. This character is like the speed run character. A lot of movement. The execution is the movement, and less fighting the officers. The movement is what's important. And you go to this map here. Yeah, I'm just kind of chill right now. I'm not, really think there was a lot to say. I'll try to get some characters or weapons. I'll wait until my aunt is done feeding the cats at home, so do some quick speed runs. Already got some good progress. Well, yeah, it's pretty grindy to do style play in this game because of the way that the tag system works, so. Alright, I'll show you guys speed run. Try to do a clean speed run here.
主よ、どこぞへと避難してくだされ。センター。
乱暴な自分も今はまっすぐになりました。
ちょっとくらい手加減してよ。わしらはまだ本気出してないようだ。行くな。実は逆ろうぞ。
私を隔てる定め流れの
センター。不器用ですが、まっすぐな心は一級品です。おしよ、あなたもまっすぐな人間ですね。
霊断自治。
泰然磁石、それすなわち隙がないということ。
大将おめでとうっす。記念に署名ください。
すべて戦に捧げる覚悟がありますね。
それがしに手を出さぬなら勝ちを譲ろう。
今日見たこと誰も信じてくれねえよな。
これ以上失敗したら
God damn, bitch hit me. Should have parried. I don't know what the hell I was thinking there. That was my fault. Put yourself in the ranked Marvel Rivals. That was Iron Fist in that game now. I heard there was a period where he was the best character. That almost made me want to play, but you guys know my stance on team-based games.
私の手で散りふぶけ。
Did they like nerf him again?
怖くてたまらねえのに心が躍る。
Should be able to do an Ieyasu punch and just kill everybody.
困りますね。
漫画やそうか。さあ参りましょう。
That was kind of a shit speed run. I made some mistakes there, but
それで満足です。
shows a little bit of the movement of this character, which is what's really fun about him. He makes all the officer fights very trivial, but the movement is what's fun. You can pretty much speed run every level in the game with him, but your movement has to be on point. It's kind of like kind of turns it into a racing game. It's like a weird Muso racing game hybrid. He turns it into. Yeah, you can really zoom across the map and kill stuff before they can move, but it definitely takes some practice. I'm kind of going off practice. If that game had single player, I would maybe consider playing it, but it doesn't. I'm just not into team-based competitive stuff like at all, because I know that I'm not a good fit. I'm not a good fit for it. I mean, they were supposed to have single player PvE in Overwatch, and then they decided that making more skins was more profitable. The balls in in NetEase's court and put single player in Marvel Rivals, they probably would have at least some more people playing. I'm not into the whole make a mistake and get chewed out by strangers thing, so I avoid stuff like that. The game does look good though. But I'm self-aware enough to know that that's just gonna
Select your heroes.
trigger my low frustration threshold. I'd rather stay away. I'm glad it seems like people like it. I think most people that play those games are actually not aware they have low frustration thresholds too, like me, but they keep playing it and they make things worse for themselves. I choose to stay away. Yeah, you definitely need some patience to play those games. And some self-awareness that even if you're not clinically anxious like I am, that causes my low frustration threshold. A lot of people don't stop when they're getting frustrated. They keep playing. And that's what leads to losing the match, and then you get a bunch of gamer words in your inbox. People don't know. They don't know when to stop playing. Like, you're feeling tilted, just get off for the night. Just get off for the night before you say something you're gonna regret. But personally, I tried the game. Like, it seemed fun, but if it had a solo component, I'd be more likely to stick around. I did like 2 matches and uninstalled it. Self-awareness is fortunately a dying breed. People don't get how tilted they get. I've had people come in here and tell me to play like more popular games. I'm like, okay, so you want me to make my mental health worse by playing stuff like that I know is going to trigger me. I stick with the kinds of games I play for a reason. Because I know if I get tilted, the worst that happens is maybe some people watching won't like it, but you know, the computerized opponents I'm fighting aren't gonna, you know, end up crying themselves to sleep because they get pissed off. Like, the anger begins and ends with me, and I've gotten a lot better at, like, stopping when I get pissed, but a lot of people aren't capable of doing that anymore. Just one more game mentality for stuff like that. You just play worse when you get pissed off like that. That's kind of why I quit Crystal of Atlan, because I saw how much the raids were important for progression. I'm like, this is going to be really bad for my mental. I knew better. It's kind of interesting because, like, the most popular service games and stuff basically don't even have raids. The toxicity is pretty much just from the content creators and the community that surrounds them. The games themselves are like, you can do everything by yourself. You never have to team up with anyone. So, to play those games and not get tilted, you have to just play them with friends or your own community and not interact with the content creators, because it's all just middle school arguments. Very petty and childish. But it is nice how those games are designed with reducing the toxicity by not making you do any kind of co-op content to progress. They have that stuff, but it's never like the main thing that determines your account strength or whatever. I see so many people making hit pieces on each other, playing those games like Genshin and Wuthering and stuff. I'm really glad my channel is not hide that stuff. I'll play my weeb trash in my corner here and stay in my lane and not come after anyone else. Pretty much all team-based games are patient simulators, insanity tests. No matter how much they try to make it not like that, it always happens. It's like he would sit and DFO raids forever waiting for a Crusader because the game was not balanced around not having a support class. You'd wait for the Crusader and then they would get picky. This Crusader's not good enough. You spend a lot of time waiting, and then you get into the match and the netcode is complete shit. So, even if you get a competent team of randoms, the netcode is already working against you to make you get frustrated. The game itself causes it, even if the people you play with are civil and mature. It's just a vicious cycle. That was what really turned me off doing raids in games. How toxic people would get. And then the netcode is just making the whole thing even worse. But even if you have like the nicest, level-headed, well-performing people, the game is still actively pissing you off because the netcode is terrible. You find people you can play with. And then the game makes it difficult to actually do anything with them.
いいパンチだったぜ。味を出せ。頼んだぜ。じゃ誰も守れやしないぜ。本気を出せ。 本気を出
Game over!
I wish this game had the same ROM hack that the second game has, where they increase the enemy count, because it's really a shame. The combat in this game is quite good. I'd argue it's better than some of the shitty beat 'em ups we got last year. The problem is it's on the SNES. The SNES, despite having the most beat 'em ups compared to the Genesis, the CPU is not good for beat 'em ups. So it's either 3 enemies on the screen at once, or there's more in the game runs like an N64 game. I've really been waiting for them to, for somebody to, because there's a ROM hack for Final Fight 2 that makes it so there's 5 enemies on the screen. So it's definitely a lot more exciting. But Final Fight 2 sucks compared to this game. The only good thing about it is the music. There's no reason to play 2 when you can play 3. But yeah, I looked. I couldn't find a ROM hack. There's one that uses the SA1 system, I think, to make it so co-op is not so laggy. Because this game does have 2-player, but it's like really pushing the limits of the SNES, so it's quite laggy. I've done it before on an actual SNES. And unfortunately, there's nothing to increase enemy count, so... I won't say the game is boring. It's definitely not boring. It's just... What's the word for it? Can't call it bland either. It's just not as interesting as it should be. Because there's not really any semblance of crowd control. With only 3 enemies on the screen. The only time there's 4 is when they're all the same sprites. And they did that to compensate for the bad processor. But yeah, I wish that game had the ROM hack love that 2 had. I was thinking about playing that ROM hack. I'm like, well, what is really good about Final Fight 2 besides the soundtrack? Not much. It's very much a Disney direct-to-video sequel kind of thing. It's like it's playable, but it's not as good as the original or the sequel, so you have to question what's the point in playing it. I used to watch those direct-to-video Disney movies as a kid, and even as a kid, you could tell they were shit. They're so much worse than the original movie. That's kind of how Final Fight 2 is. Direct-to-home video sequel. I'm not sure why somebody bothered to do it for that game and not 3. I think 3 deserves it a lot more. Alright, well, I think it's about time for me to close up shop, go home and grab a snack, and maybe do some more gaming adventures tonight. Thanks for watching, everybody. This was kind of unplanned, as I came back from the store and I really needed to be over here with air conditioning, cool offs. Did some good Bazaar grinding tonight. That was fun. I'll definitely be continuing that on these streams. I also got lossless scaling set up, which is pretty cool. I wouldn't call it underbaked. It's like the most mechanically deep SNES beat 'em up. It's held back by the hardware. The Genesis was a lot better for beat 'em ups, but it has barely any. It's very ironic. The Genesis has a better CPU for beat 'em ups than the SNES does, so that's why Streets of Rage has like way more enemies on screen, and it actually feels close to an arcade beat 'em up. Whereas Final Fight 2 and 3, despite trying to make mechanical advancements, were really held back by the processor. So it doesn't feel like an arcade beat 'em up like at all. That's pretty much the main problem. There's only 3 enemies on screen. It's just not as exciting as it should be. It's not even close to the experience of the original Final Fight with like 12 guys on screen. How exciting that was. You just can't get that in Final Fight 2 or 3. That's why in 3 they tried to compensate by improving the battle system, or the combat system. But yeah, it's definitely noticeable. It's hard to not notice how much having no enemies on screen kind of makes the game like slower paced and not as moment to moment exciting. Well, Final Fight 3 30th anniversary is this year. They're not going to do jack shit. They're too busy trying to make... What's it called? They're too busy trying to make Monster Hunter Wilds actually function as a $70 product. They're too busy doing that. And making another Resident Evil. The 500th Resident Evil. No, nothing for Bazaar 20th anniversary. Nothing for DMC 3 20th anniversary. Nothing for FF3 30th. Mega Man X 30th anniversary. Nothing happened. They did nothing. Mega Man X 30th anniversary was 2 years ago. They did absolutely nothing. That's kind of why I've been playing more Basara lately, because I've already kept my expectations in check that there's not going to be there's not going to even be like a bare minimum remaster for the 20th anniversary. I'd be shocked if there was. I'd be shocked if they did anything with it. I'm not expecting it. Well, I've heard some people say that the Final Fight remake got, like, repurposed into Street Fighter 6 World Tour, which kind of makes sense, because they show that, like, Hagar has this big statue in Metro City. So, there's been a lot of people saying that's what happened to the Final Fight remake. They just turned it into World Tour, which is like the worst possible outcome. That mode actually looks kind of fun. I might play it someday, but I definitely would have preferred an actual Final Fight. But I don't know. It doesn't seem likely at this point. If something does happen, it'll be like probably at a Nintendo Direct. Whoa! Blah. Let's buy Noise Factory. It's the last game that Noise Factory put out. This game is only okay. There's a lot of problems. For starters, you're not going to want to hear this, but the combo system is pointless on bosses. Also, it's very slow-paced because the enemies have to get up and do a long death animation. The final boss is also horrible. Prototype Arise boss with turning invincible. It's fun until you get to the last boss. The last boss is horrendous. Actively one of the worst beat 'em up bosses of all time. He's basically an MMO boss. The hit stun doesn't work. He turns invincible constantly. That's why I will never do 1cc attempts of that game. I'm capable of doing it, I'm sure. I played the game a lot when I was in high school, but yeah, I know better. The last boss ruins any fun that game has. It's definitely one of those arcade game bosses where it's like, we know some turbo nerd is going to get here without dying. We want to make sure that we take a credit. There are a lot of beat 'em up bosses like that, but that one is by far the worst. And like, suck it, turbo nerds. You're not getting through this game on one coin. Sin and Punishment? Yeah, I think I did. I'll show one more game and then I gotta go. I just received a text that it's okay to come home. It's getting very late. You haven't seen this game before. This game is really cool. We've got too many projects on these streams, but grinding out characters on this is definitely on the list. No, that game came out in 2011. It's very recent. It's pretty much the last arcade beat 'em up before Raw Thrills and Exa. Raw Thrills games are shit, and Exa Arcadia no one can play. So that's that. What you saw there was the last arcade beat 'em up. 2011, that game came out, and I have a bunch of cards for it. I got to work on the characters, but yeah, I'm gonna go. I'll see you guys in a bit. Sosuke, you want to hang out in Discord and Power Flood? If so, I'll be in there in a little bit. I gotta head home and take my meds and have a snack, and I'll hop in there if you guys want to. Otherwise, I'll turn on the stream again. All right, I'll be in Discord in a bit. I'll ping you too when I'm done. I gotta pack up and have a snack and everything. I'll see you guys in a bit. Thanks for watching.